Hey, this is Joe Price. I just wanted to provide some video instructions for how to help with a project in which we're using the Map App and Goldie May. I'm creating this video specifically for the project in Denton, Texas, but it could be used for anyone that wants to use the Map App. Let me share my screen. Here's the new Map App. We're transitioning over to this. And so for the Denton project, we'll have the hints loaded in here. And so I don't have Denton hints in here now, but I'll show you the process by which you would do it. So notice normally I would just start to type DE and see in the dropdown Denton. So I'm just going to pick one of these other DE places. So here I have Deschamps, Arkansas. And then you're going to hit search. Okay, notice you have some dots right there. What I would do is I would click on one of those dots. And the first time you click on a dot, it'll ask you to log in. I was already logged in, so you didn't have to see that part. We are in SourceLinker, and there's lots of videos you can watch about how to use SourceLinker. But again, let me, and so if I was just using SourceLinker, then in this case, I probably would move those two people to match. I think they're very likely the same person, but we wouldn't have to. So if I didn't want to do that, I could leave them as a separate person. And then notice here we would hit add, attach, compare, add, compare. This new person right here. So then we would be done with that family. Now, one nice thing people can do is if they want, they can go in and maybe look at the family, and maybe there's some additional record hints they could do. They could also see if they're related to themselves and things like that. Now, let me show you how to do the same thing, though, kind of a little higher production. So one of the neat things is right here, you can see how many hints are left. So when we do these big activities, you'll be able to, maybe it'll start out at like 3,000 and you'll see that shrink as we go. But you can also hit this open tabs button. You can choose any number. I usually do 10, but just for this video, I'm going to do 3. So then I would hit open tabs. Now, the first time you do that, you'll see a little message that will pop up that says that you need to allow your pop-up blocker. You'll just push a little red button right here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use Goldie May with this. Goldie May is a Chrome extension. It's really easy to download. You just go to goldiemay.com and then you hit install Goldie May for free. And then right here, you'll see add from Chrome. And then there's probably like one other button you have to hit. But once you've installed it, then you just hit the puzzle piece right here and you hit Goldie May. Then the first time you click on it, it'll ask you to sign in. I was already signed in and I've been using Goldie May just a second ago. And then once you're here in Goldie May, you'll hit the 3 bars at the top and then hit volunteering. Okay. Sometimes at an activity, you might actually just go create the environment for people. So have kind of these 2 windows all set up. So people, when they come in, they would just need to sign in and they'd have Goldie May and the Map App already. Here's the real nice thing about Goldie May is that, again, you're going to still use the same process of deciding if it's a good match. In this case, this looks like a really good match. And the thing that we want to emphasize with people is that look for the unique information that's lining up really well. So you can see Clayton Disha, this is lining up really well. This is lining up really well. And then you can see that even though the birth year is off by 5 years, because the other people are lining up so well, we're okay with that little bit of records. And notice now Goldie May is doing all the clicking for me. It looks like Clara here is living with her husband and her son. So I can hit change. And now Clara is the focus person. And now notice they drop right into place. Not every family will have that where you have a husband or other family member down there, but sometimes it happens. Okay. And then I know you're going to be tempted to hit next, but actually in this case, we're just going to click SourceLinker right here. Again, we might sometimes need to move people around a little bit, make sure everyone's lining up. You can see here, this is a really great family, lots of people in this family. And let's just take a look. Now, the one thing that does have me a little worried is it looks like we might have, multiple families that got kind of munged together. Or we have some stepkids or some other things. So if you're not sure, now a lot of these look like good matches. So instead of using Goldie May, I'm just going to do some of these matches myself. So remember, you don't have to use Goldie May. It's just there to help you out in certain cases. Okay. So we'll do the ones that make sense, and then we'll leave some of the others for, maybe this was an indexing thing or some enumeration issue, but yeah, this is an interesting family. So we'll just leave the rest the way it is. Though actually it seems pretty safe to put in Mark Smith. So we'll come to this one now. Again, you can see that we'll probably want to move him up. Oh, then we hit attach records. Okay, so hopefully you can see that by having part of my screen be Family Source Linker, part of my screen being Goldie May, I can, there's one issue that's really helpful to see. Thinker was having this issue where it was creating duplicates. So we asked Goldie May to make a change and they did, but it just means that whenever there's a single parent, Goldie May won't add additional kids unless you change the parent to be the focus person. So notice here, once I change the parent to be the focus person, then that other thing will, it looks like SourceLinker actually fixed the issue. It's not adding duplicates anymore. So maybe that'll change on Goldie May at some point. But I like to pull my map app away from the other windows, close all of those at once, and notice then I can just hit the open tabs button again. Or if I want to search something different, I can do that. So we hope that these instructions are helpful. I think the two key things is just making sure you have the map app open. And I usually let it take up about 2/3 of the window and then have Goldie May open up. And notice here that if I grab the edges of my window, I can kind of move them and make them one. If I hit this, it'll take up the whole screen. If I click this, it'll just kind of snap back to a smaller piece. So good luck with your projects, and we hope that you have a great experience, helping grow the family tree.